Tonight on The Lonely Man in the Red Leather Jacket. Buckle up, boys. Let's get depressing. God, every video I've been posting lately is just all sad. Anyways, we're going to be talking about the loneliness epidemic. This one was from Christine. She asked me a while back. She said, "Hey, Jack, enjoy your content. Could you do a little video on the loneliness epidemic?" So I said, sure. I'm lonely as hell. I could talk about that. Anyways, if you're new here, we're going to have some fun, okay? But as I'm in my mid-30s now, I've really started to experience what people have talked about. It used to not be something that I really, that I resonated with because I always had people around. And I've realized as you get older, that starts to fade away. It's classic. I love it. Anyways, this was kind of trippy stuff. Let's have some fun with it. And hopefully you don't feel too alone. Classic.
Today, 73% of Gen Z reports that they don't have any friends and feel completely lonely. And I know that's true because I see you guys in my comments saying the same thing. So let's talk about it. There are a couple of factors that are contributing to this generation being lonelier than ever, and quite frankly, it breaks my heart. A couple months ago, came across a YouTube video of a kid who was 25, and he was talking about how he had no friends. That video hit some 1 million views, something like that. And the comments, there were thousands of people in the comments that were like, "Oh, I'm 25 or younger, and I also have no friends." People really are lonely. And I figured out what's happening. Number one is, past the age of, let's say, 18 or even 21, if you've graduated college, all of your built-in social mechanisms are gone. So in
like that.
In high school, you're forced to be with your friends every day. In college, you live with those friends, right? There's built-in social systems.
Some studies as
I think it's crazy. This gets deeper here, but I don't know about you guys if you're in your 30s or older, but I never dealt with that. That's crazy. I never dealt with the no friend deal. I mean, as I've gotten older, it's getting way harder to hang out with these people. But man, like it gets even trippier. Hold on, let's pull some graphs up here, shall we?
As many as 60% of people will say that they feel lonely much of the time. And the lowest estimates are 30 to 40% of people say they feel lonely. Young adults, age 16 to 24, are the loneliest age group. And then again, among older adults, there is an increase in loneliness, particularly as people lose friends, lose partners. But loneliness is pervasive across the world, across all age groups, all income groups, all demographics. There are so many factors that are responsible for this loneliness epidemic. They did not just begin with the digital revolution.
How is that even possible? 16 to 24. I just can't even believe that. Like, I'm feeling it as a dude in his mid-30s. But I still have friends, you know, I still have like some people. But I can't even, if you're in that age bracket watching this, maybe they're tripping or I don't know, man, but that's kind of just bananas. But as someone, I'm going to let this lady go real quick, but this is kind of like where I'm at right now in my life as a single dude, with no kids, and I have family. But this one right here is kind of trippy because I actually know what this lady's talking about, and she's like 20 years older than me. This is trippy shit.
Damn, there's a lonely feeling when you get older and you don't have family anymore. When you go to the doctor and they have you put emergency contact down there, and there's no one.
So, as an only child like this girl here,
only child.
My mom passed away, and my dad is in a nursing home. I know, what a way to start off a Thursday, right? Seriously, aren't you glad you stopped by? Have a good time with the man in the leather jacket who's just pathetic. No, it's cool. I could laugh at my pain. Laughter is what's gotten me through life, to be honest. But it's funny because last time I went to the doctor for the emergency contact, I put down my girlfriend's name. who's not my girlfriend anymore. And when I watched that clip, I was like, wow. Looks like my best friend Nick's up next. If you're watching this, I love you. And I'm so grateful for all my friends that I still have. Seriously. But this one's fucked up. This one kind of... We're getting deep here, okay? So just deal with it. God.
And I wish my parents would have had more kids because I felt so, and I didn't start to understand this pressure until I started attending funerals. That
hit
everything
hard,
is going
man,
to be my
because
responsibility.
anybody who's lost a parent early in life, when I say early, I mean like basically under the age of like 40. I guess that's kind of early. If you're an only child, oh boy. Oh fuck, dude. That shit's deep. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. Yeah, I know. God, aren't you so happy you stopped by? Anyways, we're gonna keep this party moving. Let's have fun. What are we doing? Getting so depressed here. All right. Well, this lady's got some signs of deep loneliness for us. So bust out your pen and your paper, and let's see if it's any of us.
Talk about signs of deep loneliness because I know of a few people who are experiencing this. Okay, so let's get into it. Number 1, oversharing to anyone who will listen. 2,
The oversharing
feeling
thing,
like the disposable
I think
one
I've done that
in a group.
sometimes. That's also as an only child, and you have to make friends, and you know, otherwise you're alone. But that second one, no, I've always felt, I've never had that feeling. So thank God. Guilty.
3, putting people's needs before your own. 4,
That's 50-50
feeling the
for me.
need to be
I can,
overly helpful
I've
or
learned
nice.
how to say no.
5,
I think
feeling
we've all kind of
isolated
felt
or like
that.
no one
I
really
mean, you could be the
sees
coolest motherfucker in the
6,
world, but I don't know. You guys leave your thoughts on that one.
feeling like you don't belong anywhere. And the last one is becoming obsessive with friendships.
Wow.
If these apply to you, you might
was
be
deep.
feeling deep loneliness.
God. Hold on, I gotta spice up the mood. Hey, how you doing? I feel like a movie character in this. The friendship thing, I will say I put a lot of emphasis on my friendships. I can't be serious with that. A lot. But I think that's because I was an only child, though, to be honest with you. Any only children out there, you chime in on that. But now that I'm like in my 30s and I'm mid-30s, and I have to literally make appointments with people, you get what I mean? You know? No girlfriend, no kids. Parents are, Mom, Dad, they're gone, you know? Not to make a joke out of it, but it's the truth. And I'm starting to experience that now. I really did put a lot of, I'm glad I did because I have great friendships, the best in the world. And I love all you guys. But definitely I put a lot of emphasis on friendship. Literally. So you guys leave your thoughts on that. But I'm about 50. I'm like half of that list. That's me. Hey. Pathetic. This one was funny. It goes, isolation and loneliness have the same negative health effects as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Holy smokes. Take a hit. I'm here for you, brother. And let's keep this party moving. I feel like we're doing okay here. We're learning some stuff. Okay, let's switch gears and let's get really deep.
But there are men out there that have no attention from women. No, it's actually more in reverse. All right. Again, I always say the loneliest person is a single man.
My homegirls that's sitting at the house knocking on 40 that she is not lonelier than
Listen.
these fellas.
And this is one of the reasons why the rate of is higher amongst men than women. But at the end of the day, there are much more lonely men who can do nothing about who.
So I want to say I don't think
about
it's
it
a
right
competition.
this
I
minute.
think
Not even from a
everything's
dramatic
kind of a little fucked up, to be honest. But the one thing I will say that I've noticed from being, I'm just like a people's people, church steeples people. I like company. I don't like being alone. I like having people. That's just how I roll. I guess I haven't found comfort in being alone just yet. I think that's kind of a special power. But I think it might even be a little worse for women. Hear me out. A lot of women from what I've noticed, this is no study, this is Jack's study here. They have a hard time keeping friends. They do. They fucking do. So I think it actually might be a little more difficult for them. Maybe. I don't know. Who fucking knows? You guys tell me if I'm tripping.
Is anyone else in their 30s and has almost zero female friends that live even remotely close to you? I always thought that I would have this group of girls that everyone talks about. My girls, you're ride or die. They do anything for you. I never really had that group. And now that I'm in my 30s and I'm a mom, I find it so hard to even invest into a new friendship. Like I feel like I don't have the capacity. And so I feel like I'm gonna die alone without any girlfriends.
Well, fortunately for her, she has a kid. Because a lot of us, unfortunately, I want a family, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm going to stay optimistic. But think about how many people aren't going to have children. No family. No friends. Here, you're going to need that. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, I'm 34. I'd say in the last 5 years, I've made a total of 2 new friends. Not good odds. But I'm trying, though. Anyways, Robert Greene, the wizard.
Important thing of all is to be okay with being alone sometimes, with actually finding it, oddly enough, kind of pleasurable to not have all those annoying noises, those annoying people, all that narcissism out there, all that crap that we have to deal with. Yeah, I like being alone sometimes. I like just sitting in the bathtub and reading a book. I like just watching a movie, etc. by myself. If you can do that, if you can
I
find
actually think he
pleasure
has an
in being
excellent
alone,
point. That's something
a lot of its sting.
in the last 5 years, I've spent the most amount of my ever in my life being alone. And it's usually only for a portion of the day. It's like 12 hours of the day I'm alone. Like, and I'm learning to deal with that. I know. But think about the other side of the coin. I was thinking about this. Maybe if you're somebody like this, chime in on the comments. Maybe somebody who has no alone time. You got a wife, kids, big family. Never find any time alone. So there's like that opposite side of the coin. You get what I mean? So I was just thinking about that too. Because there's people out there that are like, oh, I wish I could be alone for just one day. And then there's other people out there where it's like, I've been alone for 3 years. Anyways, here's a comment from a previous video. Usually I read a bunch of guys' comments. If you're new here, keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fun. But I didn't have too many super depressing comments on this stuff. This one goes, just the fact that everyone dies should by itself make all of us a little kinder to each other. But it doesn't. Yeah, that's something in my life that I'm here to like serve other people. Okay? I was a waiter. You understand? I'm going to serve you up. No. What I mean is like, that's what I'm kind of, my thing has always been to make these little moments, even for total strangers. Aisle 3 at a Walgreens, you know. And I'm super grateful because I have those moments happen to me too. And I totally agree with that. That's why I try and treat everybody just as cool as possible. Because you never really know what someone's actually going through. Because sometimes, let's be real, I've been an asshole before. And you never know when you're going to be an asshole at the wrong time. Now I'm talking about when it's right to be an asshole or not. I'm going to keep this moving. Jesus. God, the red leather jacket wasn't enough. This has to do with the being mean stuff.
The lonely man epidemic has gotten so... Some of my professors have actually started talking about it in classes in the last couple of years and about so bad. Some of my professors have actually started talking about it in classes in the last couple of years, and about like the way that women are starting to thrive and survive and just like live beyond our means.
Say that it's all men's
but in the best way possible. And how
get it? Basically, we're losers. Which I will say, you know, you can always do something about your life. So I don't want to say she's wrong. But anyways, I cut that off. But just making a point here. Professors are talking about it.
When men say you're going to grow old alone with cats, as if that's something that's going to scare us.
Whenever I hear about the male loneliness epidemic,
even she
I
went
think
on
about
to
something
say
my
that
therapist has said to me so
men
many
should be
times.
thrown in insane asylums, and I was like, bro, what? Like, I would never wish that on anybody, man or woman. You know, even if you are a bit nuts, I still don't think an insane asylum's good for you. I don't think it's good for anybody. And then this guy too. It gets even better. This is awesome.
The male loneliness epidemic is completely men's fault, and I'm going to explain why. Men are lonely because they choose to adopt an alpha male lone wolf attitude, which leads to them basically demonizing any sense of community,
Gay.
friendship, anything that is deemed feminine or gay. And you can see that through all walks of life. Dudes wanting to tell
Anyways,
their homies
I didn't
that
play
they
all
love
those
them in a
clips, but
completely
these people just
non-joking
went
fashion.
off. Just like, fuck you. You're lonely because you suck. And I'm just sitting there like, wow. I was like, that was fucking deep, dude. You imagine being like the worst place of your life and then that shit happens? I was just like, wow, people are so kind. But I do kind of agree with, it in a sense where it's like, you know, if you're feeling lonely and you're kind of like hating yourself, you know, you could always just change it. I've done it. You know what I mean? I'm learning. I'm not perfect. I don't agree with them on being like mean and like, well, they went in. But the truth is none of it. It doesn't matter if we're a dude or a woman or you're, you know, an uncle that used to be an aunt. Okay? Doesn't matter what you are or aren't. For me, my biggest fear, we're going to start winding this down, is what this lady in her 50s is going through. This is kind of I don't want to say I fear it, but this is something I do think about from time to time. And this is where a lot of us, unfortunately, are probably going to end up. Not to get too negative. But anyways, I'll let her cry now.
Being older and being single and not having children. It's pretty hard.
Just in case you're not watching right
It's
now, this
harder,
woman's in her 50s talking. So.
to say. And I never speak out about it. It's a difficult thing knowing that you're living this life without children and without anybody there. I'm single.
And it's not just for women.
Dating has been
this
tough.
goes for me too. Like, I feel that shit. I really do. And I don't care. Like, be a man, suck it up. It's like, I am being a man. I'm saying exactly how the guy I feel right now. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Anybody in here scared? But this gets deep, and this is like one of the funniest shows on TV, and this was like some deep shit from the man's perspective, which I feel like a lot of us do feel this way. And I'm not even at the age of it not happening. I still have a chance of having a family. I'm just saying this is kind of my biggest thing. Just put it all on the table for you guys.
So, tell me, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be married and have 100 kids so I can have 100 friends and no one can say no to being my friend.
Did you get married?
No.
Why not?
It just never happened.
So you didn't get to be what you wanted to be.
I guess not. And I am crying, and nobody can hear me because I am terribly, terribly, terribly alone.
It's the thing about being alone. It's not that you feel like you don't have anybody. It's like you feel like nobody has you. And man, and I know especially when we're young, we can't even put it into words, but we can feel that.
That was some deep shit.
I remember a lot as a child feeling that way.
Unfortunately enough for me, the whole The Office guy, Michael Scott, I'm one of those dudes who most of my life I just joked everything off. Everything. It took me till like 30 years old, my mother passed away, to realize that I can't just joke it all off. I still love to have fun. I can't help it but to crack a joke once in a while. Every day. 17 times a day. But that's something where you just sweep your, you sweep all your problems under the metaphorical mental rug. And, it's just crazy to think that that's where we're at, It's like just having a family is like a pipe dream. Or having somebody just to have your back, which thank God, all of my friends, none of them are probably watching this because they get me in real life. But if you are watching this, I couldn't be more grateful for you. For real. That's one thing I will say that I've had is someone's always had my back. And it just sucks to think that there's a lot of people out here who just don't even have that. But I'm here for you, brother. And I love you.
Just want you to know that there are people who care about you. There are people who maybe you might not even know.
Anyways, we'll wind down. We got a couple more comments left. And then, let's go back to having a fun life. This one goes, most people don't live their life. They accept their life. That's deep. And that is actually very true. Because I've been guilty of that. I've been guilty of just accepting where I was. But then I'm doing this. This is my full-time job. And if you're having fun or super depressed and you're feeling something, consider subscribing. But this one was great. This was from a live stream I did on Christmas Eve. And this guy goes, dude, what are you doing? Spend Christmas with people in real life. Wow. I'm so surprised. Guys, I can't believe we didn't think about that. If you made it this far, you know that I don't have any parents. Okay? I have wonderful friends. They're busy. And during Christmas, I had a girlfriend who I loved deeply. And I thought we would be together forever and ever and shit. Right? Okay? Well, guess what? I didn't have anywhere to go for Christmas. So, instead of just sitting around crying about it, I did a live stream with a bunch of strangers on the internet. And I got to tell you, this might sound odd, but sometimes talking to strangers is almost easier. You could be totally fucking honest. And I couldn't be more grateful for that. I'm not saying I can't be honest with my friends or my family. I'm not saying that. I'm a little too honest. But that's why. Because shit don't always go the way we want it to. But it can go pretty good if we want it to. It just takes a lot of work. So anyways, if you do have friends that love you, give them a call. Hit them up. Tell the people that you love the most. Go ahead and remind them. You got a good woman? Let her know. Or if you're gay, let them know. I don't know why I said that. I think it's because the guy was gay earlier. Anyways, you guys leave your thoughts. Hell of a talk. I'm still going through some shit. I appreciate everybody reaching out. Going through a breakup. And it's kind of crazy because you could spend so much time with somebody every night. They're right there. Every day, they're right there. And then all of a sudden, they're gone. Yeah. Rolling over in the middle of the night. Oh, no one's there. You're alone. So yeah, I appreciate everybody reaching out about that. And I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be cool. I'm going to be okay. It's all good. And I'm learning how to go through loneliness too. I'm learning. I am. And it's terrifying. And I kind of been putting this video off because I guess I really had to like go get in the thick of it to talk about it. And I'm here now, baby. And it's cool. It's all good. It's fun. I'm having a great time. God, shout out to all my Patreon members. I love you guys. Hell of a talk. Good God. The Depressing Man in the Red Leather Jacket. Brought to you by Sears. No, I thought of a good one earlier. What was it? What did I say? Oh, yeah. It's always darkest before the dawn. Dawn dish soap. Wash up, brother. Classic.